Hey everybody, we told y'all we were going to go live tonight at about 7:30. This is Matt Davis from Main Street Crossing, as most of y'all probably know, and I'm hanging out with my buddy Sam Riggs here.
What's up?
Sam Riggs, formerly of Sam Riggs and the Night People. Now he's just Sam Riggs of Sam Riggs.
Still have the Night People.
You still have the Night
Well,
People?
it's just it's an informal name now because it turns out it's a lot harder to keep one group of dudes together than I thought, and just people just quit or left or things happen, and so the faces kept changing, and so we couldn't keep a cohesive image. So I was like, we'll just make it Sam Riggs.
So now it's just Sam Riggs. So we went live last night. We're hanging out over here now. We came over to Brodigham's,
Yes.
and we got an opening act going on over at Main Street Crossing at about 8. Me and Sam won't make it back over there quite by that time because we're going to have a couple drinks and talk about life and music and stories and jokes and whatever that we do, and booze treats. And I think that Jordan, one of my favorite bartenders, is about to come bring us a couple drinks. And she said she might even come have a drink with us and with Dana, the owner over here at Brodigham's. And so that's it. There's no agenda here other than we're two guys that are living life.
Hanging out, living life.
Hanging out.
Living large.
Booze treats.
Yeah, whatnot.
So it's hard to know like what to talk about or anything before our booze treats show up.
Well, one thing we can talk about is, so how long have you been running the ship at Main Street?
Oh man, well, I helped launch it, and by launch I mean like I helped it sink in the beginning. Which in like 03, 04, and we opened the doors in 04. I helped like plan it, and we opened up. We expect to be really busy. We weren't a very serious music venue. I mean, we had a stage, we had sound system and all that, and it didn't go that great, and I left after about 6 months to go play music full time.
Yeah.
And I went and played music full time. I didn't make any money, but I played a lot of cool gigs, and got to meet a lot of cool people and hang out with Jack Ingram and Randy Rogers and open a lot of cool shows and all that. And then a few years later, I came back when things were really bad there, and the guy who was funding the whole loss started to run into financial pressure, and so I kind of all of a sudden it was like, all right, I got to make this thing work.
Pull it out and nosedive.
Yeah, and so started working on that and started pounding it, and so that was 10 years ago. So for 10 years, 10 solid years, I've been running that and taking it from Friday nights and Saturday night music 2 nights a week with no cover charge, local guy playing James Taylor songs and Maroon 5 songs with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I'm not dog. I love James Taylor more than anybody in the world.
Yeah, dude.
But like that's what was happening then, and now we go from that to,
booze treats.
Yeah. Now we go from that to have a Mickey Gilley and Mark Chestnut and Sam Riggs and
dude, that's awesome, man.
And you've grown incredibly. I mean, your first time here, you sold like 55 tickets.
And I was pretty excited about that.
And
so,
I don't think that's the right one for you. Uh-oh, we lost it.
It's okay. I'm going to take both of the Jameson shots, and he's going to take both of the
Michelle Matlock is watching.
Crap.
We can't keep the
Hang
phone
on.
up.
We got this.
We need something heavier here.
We do. Oh, there we go.
Michelle Matlock. Hold
on.
She worked at Main Street Crossing.
Okay, I think it's going to do it.
Michelle Matlock worked at Main Street Crossing 7 years ago. She was great. Fantastic server.
Okay.
Cool chick. Says she's watching now. Hi, Michelle. Anybody else, when y'all tune in, if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, ideas, jeers, we're there. So now, you guys can't see them really. I don't know if they want to come over here. All right, we got Dana and Jordan here at Brodigham's Bar and Grill. And we're all going to have a shot together.
Yes, we are. All right, here we go. Everybody. Shots. Shots on shots.
Shots on shots.
Clink, tink, drink, as they say.
That's so delicious. It tastes so good when it touches your lips.
Yeah, once it hits the lips. All right, we gotta fix that. All right.
It's great.
Thank you, ladies. You doing okay? Was that okay?
I guess that Patron was a little rough there for her.
Yeah.
That's why I took the weenie shot there.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. So one of the worst nights I ever had in my life was on Jaeger, and I was 18 years old, and
18.
I just broke up with my longtime girlfriend, and I drank a whole entire fifth of Jaeger. I mean, all by all rights had alcohol poisoning. I remember getting so drunk that I got in 3 fights. But the best part was that when I started wandering through the woods.
When you started?
Well, we were already out in the woods, but I started wandering.
You're telling a story, and then you just randomly walk in. And then when I was wandering through the woods.
Well, the same night. Well, I wandered into a pond, and I fell face first into this pond. I don't know how I made it out alive, but anyway, I woke up the next day, and I was in my friend's shower, in his tub, laying down, covered in my own vomit, and it was the worst hangover. I literally wished I was dead. I was like, this hurts so bad.
After Jaeger. My worst one ever is after Patron.
Really?
Oh yeah, after a lot of it. Not drinking margaritas, taking shots. I think it was, yeah.
I think Patron is one of those ones that, for me, just the smell and the taste of it reminds me of the bathroom floor. But it still goes down so smooth.
I still like it. I didn't get to the point where I can't handle it anymore. But it was one of the employees over there was Bethany. She's fantastic. It was Bethany's 30th birthday, and a whole bunch of staff members. We all went out together. Yeah, which we don't we never do that. Sometimes we hang out over at work after the shift. And we play games and whatever for an hour after we close up. But that night, her husband planned, my boy Adam, they planned he rented a party bus, and we went downtown, and we went to karaoke bars, and beers and shots, and
it just goes, man.
The next day, I was
sheets to the wind.
I was just angry when I woke up. I don't mean angry like I want to take it out on somebody, but I was in the bad mood.
Violently.
All right, so we haven't talked anything about music, and we don't even have to, because there's no agenda here. This is just two guys hanging out, taking shots. That's what we're doing. But I do want to know, how your music journey started. Like me, and I'm not going to go into a long thing about me, but I was a kid that loved nothing but sports, and then when I was 13, I started loving girls too, but I still love sports, and I still love girls too, and I still love sports too. But I started loving, then I started loving girls, and I'm doing the sports thing. And then, for me, it wasn't until I was almost 19, I was 18 years old, that all of a sudden I was like, man, I want to learn to play guitar, and I want to learn to make up songs.
Well, and guitar and the girls thing go hand in hand.
I know, I learned that later, and it was great. But so anyway, how'd your thing happen?
Growing up for me, there was always a guitar. And my mom played guitar, my granddad played guitar, my dad played guitar. Granddad played banjo, his best friend played fiddle, Buddy Bass, and we just I grew up in a really country family.
Buddy Bass?
Buddy Bass was
is his last name really Bass?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And his first name wasn't really Buddy, was it?
Buddy.
Buddy Bass.
Yeah. I mean, it may have been William or Harold or something, but I don't know, but his name is Buddy, and Buddy and Pop-Pop used to play, they used to pick together. Pop-Up play banjo or guitar, and Buddy bring a fiddle, and they take me fly fishing. I just soaked that bluegrass up, man, and I loved it. And as I grew older, into my teenage years, and I was a big Garth fan, I still am. And
Garth was great, man.
He
was one of the last good ones. Before we hit a rough patch.
He was one of the big trailblazers in so many ways, and someone who didn't mind standing out. You know what I mean? I think I remember reading these stories about Thunder Rolls and all the resistance he met from the media on that music video and the song, and finally, enough people got behind the song that it just exploded. But when I got in my teenage years, I started listening to like a lot of rock music. Yes, please. And I listened to a lot of rock music, and it started with like Metallica, Enter Sandman.
Yes.
And then I started.
Is Enter Sandman? Is that on the Black Album?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That. Okay, I don't like metal. I don't. And I know that's not like real metal, but that's like the best metalish record ever.
It's digestible metal. It's in my opinion.
The Black Album, Metallica Black, is a great record.
And they're one of the greatest bands in my opinion because of the way that they made themselves available to so many people. Because a lot of metal can be so heady and so busy that unless you're a musician, it's hard to get into it. You know what I mean? And so, but Metallica was one of those bands, Rammstein, another one, that they may get called. They get called like mainstream.
Can you do the third harmony part on that? Well,
so I, not to get too far off track, I went from Metallica to.
There's no track here.
I went from Metallica to like bands like Foo Fighters and Nirvana and Three Doors Down and all these different bands. And I got into a lot of what's called pop punk.
Yep.
And bands like My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
Which is also called emo punk.
Right.
And bands like Blink-182.
Yes.
And
wasn't it Blink-182 that had that album called Enema of the State?
Enema of the State. They also had Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Yeah.
They had so many different ones.
And what's their drummer's name? Travis something?
Travis Barker.
Travis Barker. Man, he's a good drummer.
He is the one out of the band that...
I kind of have the Travis Barker haircut a little bit right now.
You
Just a little bit.
do.
Oh, and so it's... Look at that. Speaking of my haircut,
look at that.
Supposedly... the girl that cut my hair today, her name's McKenna, is supposed to be watching this. I don't know if she is, but if you are, McKenna, here's me with my Travis Barker haircut. And,
oh yeah.
You want to have a boozy treat?
Yeah. Now if I'm drunk for the show, it's your fault.
It's your fault. Okay, so
I got it. I was
Blink-182.
At the same time, I was very much into skateboarding. And life was changing for me. There were some really bad fights that I was in or witness to around middle school, high school area. I kind of had to toughen up real fast, and the music helped me sort of find my place in that. And it gave me a release for a lot of energy and a lot of anger that I had because my parents, I came from a divorced family. There was a lot of turmoil in my family, all kinds of crazy shit. Very religious. There was a lot of turmoil. My mom was an amazing mother. She did the best she could with my brother and I, but it still left a lot wanting inside of me to find an outlet for that. So I got into a lot of rock music. Now, after I graduated, I was a welder, and I was back around boondocks and working power plant shutdowns and also working cows and doing just sort of what I was brought up doing work-wise. And so I kind of started getting back into the country stuff, and I decided I'd had enough of living in that town where, with all due respect to the people that I love, if you didn't have a certain last name, it was really hard for you to make something of yourself.
Yeah, I get that.
And so I left, and I moved to Austin. And I moved to Austin because...
What town was that? You probably said it already.
I moved to St. Cloud, Florida. Yeah, very agricultural town. Long way away from here, yeah. And I moved, it was 1,300 miles door to door, and it was... I could have gone to Nashville, but I didn't know anybody there, and I felt like Austin was a much more incubated place for me songwriter-wise. There was bands like Reckless Kelly, like Wicked Twisted Road said something that that was the closest thing that I found to like country meets rock lyricism. And it's just this raw honesty. So I wanted to be a part of that. So I moved to Austin to play music. and it just sort of started unfolding, and I started playing a lot of country music, and sort of trying to immerse myself in that. And as time went on, our shows got wilder and wilder, and that part of me that lashes out started coming out more and more on stage, and it wasn't in a violent that way, but it was always in a way that got me in trouble or made people uncomfortable. And so I decided last year that my next record, I made Outrun the Sun and Breathless, which were great records. I'm very proud of them, and those are all parts of me, but I decided my next record would be a rock record. So this been in the studio for the last couple months, just recording off and on. And
when are you going to put that out?
we're looking about April area. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, but we've got a bunch of stuff. And
you're going to call it, the record is going to be called Boozy Treats with Matt.
That's a great fucking
name.
Golden.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
Boozy Treats. That's like, it reminds me of Sex and Candy. Like,
I know, and that was a hit.
That was a hit.
That was a hit. I say you do that. Dude, you mentioned, okay, I'm going to interrupt you for just a quick second, and then I'll let you keep going. You mentioned Reckless Kelly.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are cool. I'm sure you've met them all.
Well, I've met them, but I've never gotten close to any of them. I have a weird thing about that. I don't ever want to get close to any of my people that I love and respect.
I have a lot of phone numbers in my phone. Like I have a lot of phone numbers. I don't have any of theirs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude.
I was texting Lori Morgan all day today.
Oh my God.
Yes, we were talking. Me and Lori,
drop, but the best kind, dude. Lori Morgan.
We were having an argument about name dropping today. I'm serious.
That's awesome.
Because I told her that I was name drop. I actually told her. I said I was name dropping you at the dentist. Because the girl at the desk, I was thinking, man, she's listening to Reba McEntire, Lori Morgan, same era. Maybe this will help my bill get a little bit better.
Yeah.
If I tell her I'm friends with Lori Morgan, and so I texted Lori that, and then Lori's like, and I was like, I'm not usually a name dropper. Lori's like, yes, you are. And then I was like, no, you are. I was like, the first time we ever hung out, we were driving down I-45, and you name-dropped Troy Aikman.
Yeah, wow.
And she's like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, yes, you did. She's like, no, I didn't. Anyway, whole funny thing. But Reckless Kelly, we're like I'm jumping all over the place. Reckless Kelly, those guys are so cool, man.
They're good people.
They're so cool. Willie Braun is great.
I remember the first time I met Willie was in Waterloo Record Shop in Austin. I was there for their record release, and I was trying to keep it cool. Because I'm going through the records before their little record release show starts, and I'm walking along records, and I bump into this dude, and I'm like, sorry. He's like, oh, it's fine. And I was like, oh, shit, I know that voice. And I turned over, next to me is fucking Willie Braun. And we get to talking, and he's like, so what do you do, man? And I was like, I had a couple tattoos at the time, music related, and he was like, I play music. And he's like, cool, what kind? And I was like, that's kind of country, he's like, country rock? And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, same as us. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. So he made me feel like a part of it. He had no idea who I was, and I had zero, I had probably played 2 or 3 shows at the time in Texas proper, and it was like, he made me feel at home, and he's a good dude, and all those dudes are good. And I remember,
I need one more.
I'm gonna have one, but man, I also have a sugar-free Red Bull.
Yes,
please,
dude. And Cody. Cody, I think.
Oh, so Cody lent me his fiddle one time. So one time our fiddles got stolen.
Oh yeah, you're a violent fiddle player, whatever.
Stolen, yeah. And he didn't. I didn't actually end up borrowing it, but he offered up his 100-year-old family heirloom fiddle for me to play, and I was like, that is the epitome of graciousness.
All right, for the people that are going to watch this in the future, and the handful of people that are watching right now, since you're a fiddle player,
sure, yeah. Okay,
can you explain? Because I'm a musician.
Yeah.
I play guitar. I write songs. I'm a sound engineer. I do all kinds of stuff. Just so these people can know, what's the difference in fiddle and violin? Can you?
The difference between
or is there none?
difference between fiddle and violin is how you play it.
So it's the same instrument.
Same instrument, same amount of strings, same bow, same size for the most part. I mean, you have viola, violin, cello, different things like you have different size, like 4/4.
Well, cello's not the same thing.
No, well, cello it's just play differently,
but that's tuned differently.
It is, and you have, but the premise is the same in that in order to play the violin or the fiddle, you have to know what the sound is, and you have to know, your fingers have to understand it just as much as your ear and your mind does. Whereas guitar, you can put your fingers where they're supposed to be and you get the sound you're looking for.
That's what I love about guitar, because you got frets, man.
Yeah.
The frets save you. Like that, it lets you know right where you're supposed to be.
With the fiddle, it's a whole different ball of wax. It gets away from you at times.
It's more like singing. It's more like singing.
It's very much like singing.
You can be off this much.
Just this much. You're exactly right.
And with guitar, it doesn't really go that way. Like you're either way off or you're on with guitar. It's one way or the other.
I'm no hot shot fiddle player. I mean, I do the best that I can to hold my weight, or hold my own and pull my weight. But it's one of those things that if you don't use it, you lose it. And so it keeps me humble, keeps me practicing, keeps me focused on something, and it's fun. Like the new record's very rock, but it's got a lot of fiddle in it, so it's like very Yellow Card type kind of influence.
I remember those guys.
Yeah. So
are they still playing?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I think they are.
I remember them. They came out about the same time as like My Chemical Romance and that stuff, didn't they?
They did. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Similar time frame. So you mentioned Garth Brooks. So I went to this conference in Nashville late 2016, and they were giving, at this conference I was at, they were giving Garth Brooks a big award, some kind of lifetime achievement award. It wasn't that, no, they weren't even I think he got the award too, but they were giving also his manager and his booking agent the award.
Okay.
So he showed up. I don't think he would have even showed up if it was just for him. I think it was because he wanted to honor Bob, Yes. Yeah. And Garth Brooks, by the way, first country. So I listened to my parents' music growing up, and my mom's from Michigan, my dad's from New Jersey. I listened to James Taylor, the Beatles, Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, dude, Paul Simon's one of my heroes.
Yeah, that's all I listened to. Okay, my parents are from the north. I didn't listen to country. Like I didn't grow up with that stuff. I'm not from. I mean, I'm from down here, but they're not. And I was listening to their music. So Garth Brooks shows up. He shows up at this award show, and he's hanging out. And I'm like, this is really cool. Like, there's 1,500 people here, and there's Garth Brooks, and that's cool. But then it got really weird when, like, 2 hours later, I'm at the cocktail party afterwards, and all of a sudden I look over, and I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating this. 8 feet away, there's Garth Brooks standing by the bar, and I'm like, that's Garth Brooks. First country record I ever had that my friend Joel Sheff got me Garth Brooks The Hits for my 15th birthday. And like, there's Garth Brooks. And everybody's like lining up. And I'm like, man, I'm in the business. I don't usually go take photos with people. And so I had that moment. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. And I didn't go over, but it was like, I could have at that moment. I could have walked over.
Same as me in that way.
Yeah.
Like, all of your life, all of your influence, all of your memories, so many things that happen in your life, and so many decisions that you made based off of your beliefs came from the music.
Yes.
And he was a big part of that. And it all comes in this one moment. And there he is. But then you realize in that same moment, he's just a man.
Yes,
and it's the music.
Well, yes, and my friend Joel, you've probably met.
Is this Joel, the hat guy?
I don't. What do you mean, the hat guy?
Joel Sheff.
Yeah, he's like the production manager at Cheatham Street.
Oh shit!
No, not at Cheatham Street. Sorry,
you're talking about Floors. Yeah, dude, I know Joel. Yeah.
Yes, Joel.
Absolutely.
And he was a tour manager and guitar tech for Ragweed for years.
I just saw him last week. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Joel's my best friend.
I love him, dude.
But Joel he got in the music business, into doing this stuff when I was like 20 and he was like 22. All right, and so he just kind of taught me and the other guys around us.
Super laid back guy.
Yes, he's great. He's the best. Joel Chef, best guy in the world.
Yes.
He just kind of taught it. It's like, hey, look, these artists, they already get enough of this. I want to take pictures with you and all of that stuff. That happens all the time. So when you hang around these guys or you're in the business, you just treat them like a normal dude, you know? And so from a very young age, at 20 years old, it was like, hey, well, when I get, you know, I'm 20 years old and I'm a nobody or whatever, and I get to hang out with Jack Ingram or whatever, like, I don't go ask Jack Ingram for his autograph. You know, you just treat him like he's a dude and have a shot. And so that stuck with me, you know?
The initial response to meeting somebody that you admire like that is to stick out, is to be somebody that they remember, and you want to be that person. And sometimes it comes off, the knee-jerk reaction is to take let's shoot this. I
almost started to sip that.
Let's do it.
Hey, Jeff Peltier.
Yes.
Jeff Peltier, you watching this? How about a comment?
Jeff, comments.
My buddy Jeff Peltier, we're going to take a shot.
Show us something.
This one's for Jeff Peltier right here.
Jeff. Michael Matlock has been watching this as well. Hey, there's the difference. I like it. Yeah, so you have this knee-jerk reaction, this gut instinct to stick out, to pop out of the environment, to be somebody that they remember, because they are someone that you will never forget, and you want them to remember you.
Oh yeah, man, totally.
But oftentimes you have to remember that, like, that is not attainable, and that you just need to meet them and respect the environment, and like, don't go overboard. But I have to say that there are times in my life where I've met complete strangers, and they've told me things, and they've been interactions that I'll never forget. And normally they have to do with songs. So when somebody tells me something like, "Oh my God, you know, you're fucking amazing," blah 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 blah, like, I know me, and I wake up to me every day in the mirror. I look at myself in the mirror. I know who I am, and whatever you say is, I'm grateful, but it doesn't stick to me because I'm not stuck on myself. But when you praise the songs and you talk about a story about the way a song affected your life, I don't forget it. I don't forget that.
Oh, dude.
I don't forget that.
Dude, I get it. I totally get it. Back when I played full time, like, and I was. What's up, Katie?
Katie,
comment back. But I never reached the level of success that you have with music. I've gotten to do lots of other cool things.
But you've reached success in amazing ways, though.
Right, and that's great. But even at the level of success that I hit, somebody
hi, she says.
Somebody like sending you a message about a song and talking about what that song meant to them or to their grandma or, you know, whatever, just like all of that emotional stuff, that meant so much more about the song than it did when some girl tells you you're hot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that stuff's like fleeting. But when somebody said, I had this time one time,
ATEX, Austin, Texas.
I had this time one time where a guy contacted my manager back when I was playing full time and making no money, as I already mentioned. I had this guy contacted my manager and said I was in a coma in the hospital, and I'm a huge music fan, and I'm a big fan of Matt, and my parents brought in a CD player and started playing all of my favorite CDs, and they did that for a week, and when they put on Matt's CD, it woke me up, and I believe that God used Matt's music to save me from my coma. And it was like that's crazy, and I don't, it's true or not, I don't know.
But the praise of the music,
that's way more. I mean, it was like when I heard that, right? And all he wanted was a signed picture. And I was like,
that's great.
That's all you want after that?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, so one songwriter to another, something that I think we're probably hitting on is that, like...
Drew Hollis says that Sam Riggs so hot right now.
So hot right now. So hot right now.
I bet that Drew Hollis is so hot right now.
So we take all of our lives, all of our experiences, all of our anger and frustration, all of our addictions, all of our weaknesses, and we put them into music. Because that's number one, how we make our money, but number two, that's how we keep our sanity.
Right.
And so, I guess what we're trying to get at here is that, like, if you're going to go up to one of your biggest heroes, whoever that may be, make it about the music. Because that's who they are.
All right, so you're absolutely right. Who's your biggest music hero?
Oh, God, that's hard.
Oh, okay. All right, so a better way to say this. Somebody said this to me the other day, and I like the way they said it. Just roll out 4 of them. 4.
Okay.
Not in any order.
Yeah.
Just roll out 4. Like four
Yeah. people
that, like, when you just, like, and sorry if you leave somebody out. Just roll out four of your heroes.
My Chemical Romance saved my life. I would say Garth Brooks definitely shaped me into the human being that I am today. Paul Simon was the Graceland album. That was a soundtrack to my childhood in a lot of ways. And then if I had to name another one, I'd have to definitely name, as cliche as it sounds, Blink-182. I mean, those guys fucking brought down the thunder.
You're a freak.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's
The smorgasbord.
oh, dude, that's like all over the place, man. That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Like, I mean, it's great. It's great because I love the diversity.
If it sounds good, it is good, in my opinion.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's just cool, and that's probably where a lot of your talent comes from, and what's helped shape you. Because what most people say is that start off with Garth Brooks or whatever. They say Garth Brooks, Travis Tritt, and they just go through that list. Garth Brooks, Travis Tritt, Randy Travis, and they just.
Well, you know what the hard thing is? So many people are so repulsed by a lot of things they hear on radio or in the world today, music-wise, that they go down into this survival mode where they're like, it has to be Waylon or Shooter or Merle or this or that or, some of my favorites, but at the end of the day, if it sounds good to you, it is good, and it doesn't. You don't have to dog anything else in order to make your music that you love more viable or relevant. You don't have to validate it with hate of other music. I think
that is so true. That's so true, and I'm even guilty of that a lot. Like
I've done it.
Because I'm a lover. I love.
Well, you want to fight for what you love,
right? I love old school country,
I do too.
And I love folk music, and I love Americana
stuff.
Dude,
Blues Man by Hank Williams Jr.
Oh yeah,
first song that I learned to play and sing on guitar. I'm just a singer.
He's a great guy to learn your first song because there's only 3 chords.
Yeah,
they're all 1, 4, and 5 chords.
I think we're
one more.
No, hey, I can't do it before I go on.
All right, I need one more.
He needs one more.
You did more than yesterday?
I say that
you can't say that. Okay.
I have a drink, like a full one. This is vodka to like here.
You weren't supposed to say that on video.
More than yesterday?
You were on video yesterday.
We're still on video.
Hey, Katie Davis. Homie. Yes. We're talking speaking the same language.
Is she saying that I shouldn't have another? Is that what she meant?
No. I think she's agreeing with what we're talking about with music. Just promote what you love. And it is hard, but one of my prime examples of somebody who is so kicking ass. And so I think everybody has their entry wave. Co Wetzel.
Co's killing it right now.
He is smashing it. And his fans are so... and we share a lot of the same fans, and those fans are vibrant, and they're loud, and they're full of heart, and they just promote what they love.
Yep.
And so it's like, you push what you love, and that's, it's like, so I think I heard it at one point say, a tidal wave carries more water than a whirlpool.
Yeah.
I believe that. You know what I mean?
It's true.
But now Katie cut off.
And now Katie says I'm cut off. Hey, I'm totally fine. I ate a big dinner.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine. And here in just a little bit, Sam's going to get on stage. And when Sam gets on stage, I'm driving down to the HEB and I'm going to buy. I offered him every cut in the world, but I'm buying a sirloin. He wants a sirloin. We're going to let that sirloin come up to room temperature. We're going to season it,
sear it.
We're going to sear. How do you want to cook, by the way? Medium, medium well, medium rare? Rare. You want it rare?
Just throw it down 1 minute each side, hot as you can get it.
We're going rare. We're putting the grill on 550.
Yeah.
And we're going to sear the heck out of that sirloin. And
that's it. That's awesome.
What Sam wants.
And this guy does not do that for everybody. I'm super grateful.
I don't do that for everybody. See, this guy Drew, I just taught him a couple weeks ago that's the key and Drew's a great cook. The key to a great steak is the highest heat you can get. You want it as high as you can get it. And I used to think with steaks, go low and slow. Steaks come out tough. High heat, man.
Nope.
You just freaking hammer those things, and
you just give it a minute.
So,
I just do the minute job. It's like minute, and once it feels past the soft part of your hand, like that right there.
That's right. That's right. That part right there.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, right here.
Sam, that part right there.
You pick it up with the tongs.
We're gonna go rare.
If you pick it up with the tongs and you shake it and it doesn't flop like a jellyfish, it's too done.
It's too done. So we're gonna go rare tonight. Do you want any sides?
Man, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, side of vodka.
Side of vodka, we can do that. Well, I think what time we got? Check your phone.
We got 10:15.
8:15.
8:15.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
I think it's about that time. This is Matt Davis from Main Street Crossing, hanging out.
Sam Riggs.
Sam Riggs from Sam Riggs, formerly of the Night People. But sometimes he's still with the Night People.
We're still the same.
Fantastic songwriter, incredible fiddle player, great guitar player,
sensational songwriter, friend.
You don't even know.
Owner,
You've never heard my songs. You don't know.
You lie.
Huh?
I have heard. The last time I was here, I remember we looked it up on the way home because I didn't know you were a songwriter.
Nah, you haven't heard.
Man, don't lie to me. What the? You're trying to call me out like I'm some sort of punk.
Okay, you heard.
I'm not saying they're great. I'm just saying.
Don't make me say the F word on the freaking thing, man. So, we're hanging out. We're having shots, hanging out. Sam's about to go play.
Hey, side of bacon. I'm in.
You really want a side of bacon?
Sure.
I thought you wanted to go lean.
Lay it down. I'm on keto. I can do high fat.
Okay, we can do. Okay, we'll do the bacon. So we're hanging out. We're having drinks. Sam's about to go kill it. We're on a, what's tonight? Thursday night? Thursday night?
It's the weekend.
Thursday night? Thursday night. Only about 15 tickets left. That's how much we killed it tonight. Sam killed it. It's going to be great. And you better do an encore.
Oh, we're going to do an encore. Maybe two.
Okay, and by the way, I got my Sam Riggs shirt on right here.
Yes. Hey,
check that out.
I got my My Chemical Romance shirt on.
He's got his My Chemical Romance shirt. Y'all need to get your Sam Riggs shirts. We're about to go over and kill it over there, and then I'm going to grill steaks and kill it even more. So, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.